Hey guys, welcome back to the course An Introduction to Programming with Rust. I'm Joe. If you're just now joining us, that's cool. There are a couple videos before this one where you can learn some more basics of Rust. In this video, we're going to cover getting user input from the terminal. So we're going to, like something like prompting the user, like what is the discount percent? So that pops up on the terminal for the user, and then the user enters the discount percent, and then hits enter, and then the program processes that. So that's what we're going to cover in this video. Let's jump into. Actually, before we jump in, I wanted to show you this. This is a really great website. I'm actually it's free, but you can also get like I can't remember what it's called, like a premium type subscription. And I got it around, I think it was like around Easter time. And they were having a promotion. So it's $5 a month is all I'm paying. But you can make unlimited REPLs, which is it's a programming term. And I can't remember what it means. It's basically a programming environment. And it's right in your web browser, so you don't need to install anything on your computer. It's all just right there. Look at this. Look at all these. You can see which ones I use the most, but Rust is one of them. So let's make one in Rust. So testing out Rust. And then you can set it to private if you want or public. So I think you can only do the private public thing if you're a member. But otherwise it's just public, but this is still super useful. Check this out. So it loads up. We have our environment. All the files are in the left here. Whenever you click on a file, if we had more than one, they would be here. Then you see the code for it. And then you have your terminal on the right here. So let's try running our program. Should get hello world. Hello world. And you can actually prompt for user input. I think I have a program. Actually, I was just testing one the other day for an article I was writing. Let's see if we can pull it up here. I think it was just Rust result. I have a whole bunch of REPLs. Like you can just create an unlimited amount if you remember, and they're super useful just for creating little things, just testing things out here and there. You can't make like a full-fledged gigantic program with it, but yeah, so see how this says enter a number, 50. Yeah, you entered 50. So this is actually set up to, just asks for the number. So, but so you can even use that terminal. So yeah, pretty cool. Just wanted to show you that. And let's start making our program. I'm gonna just get rid of that. There's not much screen space here, so okay. Let's so the first thing we need to do to get user input is you can't just do it out of the box with Rust. So we need to import what's called a library or a crate. And actually we don't, it's not a dependency. We don't have to put it in our cargo file like some crates you might have to, and you'll figure that out when you come to it. It'll tell you. Rust will tell you, the compiler, but we just have to put it up here. So we're actually gonna need 3 parts of this standard input outlet. So this is the library. It's standard library. So that's just Rust's kind of standard additional features, I guess. And this is the input output section of that we're getting, and what we're gonna get is 3 separate things. And we could write these line by line. Standard input, we could go use std io self, and we can write them all separate, but it's a lot easier if you can just combine them all in one here. Begin, self, and write. Those are the 3 we need. And you could actually even you could declare this, I believe, well, I shouldn't say that because I know you can in some other programming languages. I'm not positive for Rust, but you could just say standard IO and then put the rest down here when it comes to the point that you want to use them. But this is the conventional way to do it. So, all right, so we have our library. We need to we need to get two pieces of data from the user. We need to get the discount percent and the original price, right? So let's make some string variables that will hold the user's input. So we're just going to say string new. So that creates a new empty string that's named S, and it's mutable, so it's changeable. So whenever so the user can put something there. And then we'll just do S2. Yeah, I think we're going to need another one too. We could probably finagle something where we just use one, but we'll do two for now. All right, and then what we need to do is we need to tell the user. We need to prompt the user. So we're going to use. We're just going to use print line or print to do that. So there's the print line macro, which we use down here, that just prints to the terminal. There's also a print macro that doesn't have a new line at the end of it. So when it just prints and it doesn't go down to the next line. So, and that's important here. We'll find out in a second. Enter the discount percent. And then, so since that doesn't have a new line, we want the user just to enter that right on the same line so there's no confusion. But since that doesn't go to a new line, it actually doesn't flush out the buffer so this print line actually writes this to what's called a buffer. The buffer holds it until it sees a new line, and then it shoots it to the terminal. Without that new line, it just holds it in the buffer. So we got to tell it specifically to shoot it out from the buffer onto the terminal. So that's going to be, there's another one this will be a good example. So we're going to need std out to standard output. So that's something we could also put up here, like that would be std io std out, and we could just put it in here. But just showing you that you can put it down here too if you want. So std out, and then we want to flush and then unwrap. So I'll explain this here. So what this does is this is going to the standard output and it's flushing it, which means it's shooting this out to the user terminal. And then what you have to add this unwrap function, because what this does is looks at this flush returns a value, a result, and it'll say if it's an error or if it was successful. This unwrap just says if it's successful, just continue. So that's just kind of an easy way to handle that. But it has to be handled. Results, Rust requires that they be handled. That's something you'll get into later down the road. I'm actually putting an article together right now about result because there's not a lot of great documentation on it in the Rust world right now. But all right. So now that we shot some stuff out to the user, let's get some input back from the user. So what this is the standard input instead of output. So it's taking, input from the user. And it's saying read the line of the standard input. So it's reading whatever the user puts something in, hits enter, and then that line is read. Whenever it sees a new line, it reads. And then what it's going to do, whatever it reads, it's going to put into this variable, which is right up here. This ampersand just means we're borrowing this variable, because this is a function, this read line. When a variable goes into a function, it doesn't come back out. Like once it goes in and the function ends, that variable's life is ended, basically. It's called going out of scope. So instead of just throwing it in there, we're just going to do what's called borrowing. We're going to borrow it and put it in there. This is all like advanced Rust stuff. I'm kind of just explaining it just to explain it. But it's not stuff you have to know right off the bat. It's just, it's stuff that you'll you'll learn kind of as you go. It's not going to be, life or death kind of stuff. So expect did not enter a correct string. What this is similar to unwrap. So unwrap, it checks, was there an error or not? Expect checks whether there's an error or not. And if there was an error, then it shoots that onto the terminal. So we're just saying, if the string if the read line couldn't read the line, then send this error over. And then let's just print our discount percent just so the user can see it. So curly brackets, S. So this is basically just going to print back what the user just entered, because the user entered the enter discount percent, user enters it in, it goes into this S variable, and then we print what is in that S variable so the user can see what they just entered and know that okay, we see the discount percent as that, and the user can say, okay, that's right. So they know they entered the correct thing and everything. And then let's put that S into our discount percent. So we have our discount percent variable down here, and it's an array right now. We're not gonna make it an array. It's not gonna be an array anymore. So we'll take our S. That's this right here, holding the user's input. And we have to do some work on that too. So what we have to do is trim it first, because since this was a read line, it actually has the number that the user entered plus a new line character. So it would look like something like this. Say the user enters 50. It wouldn't just show 50, or it's not just stored as 50, it's stored as 50 plus like another line. So this trim function just removes that extra line. So then all we're left with is just straight up 50. And then we want to parse it. Parse just means convert, basically. It means we're going to convert, because right now it's a string type, right? S is a string because that's how you take input from the user. It comes in as a string. We need it to be a number, right, so that we can do some calculations with it. So parse is going to let us do that, and we got to tell it what we want, what number type we want it to be. We'll say F64. So now it's going to know, okay, we're going to convert this to F64. And once again, we have to have that unwrap because parse returns a result. So we just have to have that just to kind of handle that result value that comes back. Okay, so we're getting along pretty good here. Actually, I don't know if, let's see if it'll run. Oops, gotta get to the right folder. Where am I at? Deal, calc. All right, cool. Let's cargo run. What do we got? Discount percent. Oh, price equals, where was that at? We're still using R, yeah. So we gotta actually just say discount percent. Let's try it. It might not work yet. Okay, it worked. No, it's building. Okay, enter the discount percent. So we'll just say 50. So there, it worked. So let's continue on because we still need to get the original price. And yeah, so let's see, where am I at here? Discount original price. So let's break this up here a little bit. And we'll talk to the user again, just with print. enter the original price. All right, and then we got to do that standard out flush again. I think actually, let me just try doing it just like this, because I think we can just do it like that right now. Since we have the IO up here, we don't even need that IO there. So let's try it. Standard out, flush, unwrap. So that's, you know, that's flushing that to the terminal so the user can see it. And then we're going to put this next thing. So we're going to read again. Read line. And we're going to put this in that S2 variable now. Just so we could probably put it in this S1 since, yeah, we could put it in the S1 because this S can be cleared up now because that value is now in discount percent, so we just erase that, but we'll just do S2. Did not enter a correct string. That's that error, you know, just in case. And then we'll print line, tell the user what they entered as original price. Oh, maybe I should explain this too. I think I've explained this in previous videos, but basically what this is doing is original price, if you couldn't tell. It's taking the value of this variable and sticking it in these curly brackets. So now the user knows that, and then we're gonna go let price. We gotta state that it's F64 so that Rust knows what we want it to convert to. And then we're gonna say s2.trim.parse .unwrap. That's some crazy amounts of code. That's a lot of functions going on, but Rust is super fast. So, and then I think F64. Let me just glance at this. Make sure it's looking okay. I think we're going to be good now. Price equals calc discount. Price discount percent. And then we're just going to say sale price is, I don't know, something like that. Okay, let's try it. Cannot find function std. Oh, nope, I guess we do need that IO there. Why did I need that? Not sure why, but okay. But we do, and the compiler made it very easy for us to determine that, so we'll just put it in there. There. Enter discount percent. We'll just say 50% for now, just to make it easy. Enter the original price. We'll say $80, so we should come up with $40, right? Sale price, $40. Woohoo! So it's working. So yeah, that's pretty much it then for that. What we have though is a little problem. If the user decides to enter like, or makes a typo, or like, I don't know, enter something that can't be converted to a floating point number. So like just say there's a letter in it like we have here, then the program just completely crashes. And we want to handle that. Like we want to be able to, instead of just crashing, we want it to actually say, hey, you didn't enter a number, try again, something like that. So we're going to actually cover that in our next video, because in our next video, we're going to be covering conditional logic. And that's basically, so back in the 70s when conditional logic first came around, that was basically artificial intelligence. So it's pretty cool. It's like if-then statements, that kind of stuff. It's a really cool way of making computers seem super smart. Anyway, we'll talk more about that the next video. Let me know what you think about this course so far. You know, give the video a thumbs up if you like it, or a thumbs down if you don't like it. If you could shoot me a comment just to let me know, you know, what you think. Your feedback is super valuable to me, and I really appreciate it. It helps me, you know, improve future courses, or, you know, lets me know what I'm doing right, like what to keep in future courses and future videos, that kind of thing. So I appreciate all of it, good and bad. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next video.